It's been a while since I actually tried to do attempted to do voices. A gentleman falls rather than flies. As you catch sight of Nashu, you cannot help but wonder if you're about to have a bad time. Well, I'll be green slime in the flesh. Pleasure to see you again. Wait, is this what they call serendipity? It is, isn't it? That settles it. You've got to help me find the inspector. Cole, I was hoping you would silently agree. No, I just don't have a voice. So, I've been trying to calculate the trajectory the inspector took when he was catapulted into the sky again. I triple-checked my figures and concluded he must have landed somewhere in Ishgard. Unfortunately, the investigation hasn't been proceeding as smoothly as I had hoped. But now that you're here, we're sure to make some progress. Come, let's speak with the merchant and see if anyone's had dealings with a gentlemanly Highlander. I'm right here. A gentlemanly Highlander, you say? My apologies, but I cannot say I have had dealings with a man as you describe. Oops, not this way. Good morrow to you, sir. Oh, you're looking for someone? A gentlemanly Highlander? I do not know this man of whom you speak, but may I Mistress Elise does? She's well acquainted with a rather lot of merchants and noblemen. Sold my fair share of goods to Highlander adventurers, but I'd not describe such clients as particularly gentlemanly, I'm afraid. As ever, warm welcome to you, sir. How may I be of service? Have you seen a silly-looking Highlander around? That's not me. A gentlemanly Highlander, you say? Now that I think of it, I've heard a tale of a foreigner who may be the man whom you seek. Begging your pardons, miss, but did you say you're Inspector Hildibrand? An acquaintance of yours, I presume? I do not know his name, only that he's here by invitation of Lord Edmund, or so it is rumoured. Surely, as a ward of House Fortin, it would be a trifling matter to go and ask after him at the manor. God, I knew it was serendipity. To Fortin Manor. Well met, Master Slime. Do you require assistance? Have you seen a strange-looking inspector around? Aye, it is as you say. This time Lord Edmund is entertaining a foreign guest. Huzzah! We found the inspector! If I'm not mistaken, the meeting should be ending shortly. If you like, you may retire to the gazebo and wait for our guests to depart. A gazebo? Aren't those dangerous? They are, according to Dungeons & Dragons. Then again, you seem a responsible sort, not like to let a wild gazebo run amok. Very well, we humbly accept your offer. The dreaded gazebo. And if it wakes up, I'll have you there to protect me. Sure. I have some fire spells here somewhere. It's a sodding gazebo. With what powerful magic does they tame this dread fiend? Well, it's made out of rock. Maybe they petrified it. That must be Inspector Hildibrand. I cannot well imagine how arduous your journey must have been. Truth be told, I found the brisk quartan air to be rather invigorating. It stimulates the body and mind both, a welcome benefit when one must discuss matters of commerce. I dare say we would not have accomplished so much otherwise. I'm going to guess it's Godbird and not Hildibrand. There you are, Inspector. I've been looking all over for you. I say, who do I see before me? Not one, but two of my beloved son's faithful companions. Lord Godbird, but I thought... They do look alike. Hildy in Ishgard? This is the first I've heard of it. Aha! Found you at last, heretic! Yes, you! The hulking brute with a mad gleam in his eye! Your brazen heresy is plain for all to see! Surrender yourself to the Inquisition at once! I beg your pardon. This man is an old-on merchant here at the behest of House Voltamp. Such baseless accusations will not be tolerated. A guest of House Voltamp? Then he couldn't possibly... Though there were those two wards that... But they were acquitted all charges in a trial by combat. And if he demands the right to... then I would personally have to... Oh dear. Thousand apologies, good sir. I spoke out of turn. I am Seer, and as you may have guessed, I am an Inquisitor who has been charged with investigating reports of a rather suspicious, possibly heretical individual. Ho ho ho! A heretic, you say? One who bears a passing resemblance to me? Aye, a man, rather muscular, wearing dark garments and acquitting himself in a somewhat gentlemanly fashion, as some might say. This heretic sounds like the spitting image of Inspector Hildibrand. Could he be... a fan? Say again. You're acquainted with such a man? Unfortunately, yes. I see. And the man you're looking for is Lord Godber's son. It would seem that our investigations may be connected. So, I put to you a proposal. The first reported sightings of the heretic I am tracking came from Falcon's Nest. Mayhap we should journey there together. It is after all possible that we are seeking the self-same individual. If so, and if he is innocent, it will be for the best if you are present when I apprehend them, that we might resolve this matter without incident. I already don't like this guy. I say we go with him, Green. This looks to be our best lead yet. And I shall accompany you all. It has been far too long since I laid eyes on my beloved son, and if there's a chance we might be reunited, I should be glad to seize it. Why aren't you wearing leggings? Are you not cold, sir? Then it is settled. We shall leave for Falcon's Nest at once. to the Falcon's Nest. Okay, I can't just instantly go there, okay. This way. Master Syme, are these your traveling companions? The mysterious muscular vagabond. Ah, yes. A patrol sighted him lurking near the dusk vigil. Thinking he might be a lost traveler, they called out to him. But rather than approach, he fled. Quite frankly, I am surprised you bothered to come all this way. That sighting barely warranted a mention in my report. Aha! The unmistakable scent of heresy! Terribly sorry. Old habit I picked up from my mentor. I know. I will not rush to judgment as before. Does that sound familiar? Still, much as I hope you find your missing inspector, I must confess some small desire that we instead unearth a lingering pocket of heresy. Of late, there have been virtually no confirmed instances of heretical misdeeds. It's gotten so bad that some are speculating our funding may be reduced, or worse, that the Inquisition's operations might come under review. That is why, alone as my witness, I will find and bring a heretic to justice, and prove that our order still has value in these uncertain times. Yes, I understand you have your reasons, but whether or not this vagabond was a heretic remains to be seen. Still, if you are set upon your course, you might begin your search near the Dusk Vigil. An excellent suggestion, Sir Redwood. Should we succeed in our endeavor, rest assured that you will share in the glory. The hunt continues. Onward to the Dusk Vigil. I am told that region is especially cold, so do not forget to dress appropriately for the weather. I'm fine. It's Godbridge you have to be worried about. Are we gonna find Hildibrand all frozen? I feel like that's what's gonna happen. Just gonna be frozen in a block of ice. Fury, take me, it's freezing. Bah, this is a waste of time. No living thing could survive in this god-forsaken wasteland. I think Godber's actually wearing less than before. Oh there, look! Someone's coming from the vigil! Inspector, is that you? As I live and breathe, of all the places to be reunited with Master Zombibrand's compatriots, how fare you all this fine morning? How are you here? Hark! A heretic raised from the dead by his brother's unholy magics! He's not a heretic, he's one of the gentle dead men. What brings you so far from Old Dog, good sir? Well, as you know, ours is a rather lonely existence. So when we heard rumors of an abandoned fortress held by zombies, we were delighted. I was chosen to serve as emissary and set out immediately. Alas, it seems my efforts were for naught. Is it because I cleared it out already? Ah, truly. Every last one dead. That is to say, irrevocably dead. If it was necessary, then so be it. Still, after coming all this way, it is more than a little disappointing, you understand. Then, my calculations were wrong. The inspector didn't land in Querthas. Now, do not fret so. If it is our overlord you seek, then you are in luck. As founder of the Gentle Dead Men, our fates, not either, are inextricably entwined. In fact, I can feel it calling to me now. Truly, good sir, you can guide us to Inspector Hildibrand. As surely as my rotting nose can lead me to fresh brains. Follow me, my friends. One must remain vigilant for heresy, for it can manifest in myriad ways. 'Tis a vile, insidious sickness which must needs be burned out ere the infection takes hold. Surely zombification would qualify, yes? No comment. Confound it, they left us behind! Who do they think they are, commandeering this investigation, and employing a zombie as a bloodhound? It beggars belief. We must regain control of the situation. With me, Green. I think they have it handled. Okay. Hold on a moment, my friends. I must needs concentrate. Master Zombibrand is indeed nearby, but there is also something else, mayhap a powerful magic, confounding my senses. I can guide you no further. We must needs split up and search the area. Now see here, these wastes are infested with wild beasts, and you would have us split up. Green can handle himself, true, and you have clearly no reason to fear death, but what of Mistress Nashio? She could just blow everything up in a 50-mile radius. Or 50 yalm. 50 mole? What's the Final Fantasy unit of measurement for mile? Let's just go with yalm. 50 yalm radius. Ah, I take your meaning. My good zombie, Green, pray see to the lady's protection. Inquisitor Seer, would you care to take the lead? Come on, you two. The inspector is out there somewhere. Oh, hey. He is here. He is right here. No dialogue, unfortunately. Look, Green. That's gotta be the inspector. And he's surrounded by giant, fluffy, man-shaped gazebos. What? Nay, my lady, they are not mere gazebos. Note their regal bearing. They are gentlemen gazebos, fearsome yet fastidious foes who will surely tear me rotting limb from rotting limb. What? Only Green can save Master Zombiebrand now. How do you see gazebos from the... you know what? Forget it. You're more dignified and rather gentlemanly than your average gazebo. Alright, give me a second. There. Gentlemanly legs. Wait, do they have any other dialogue if I go back and talk to them? Heyo. Inspector! Inspector, can you hear me? We've been looking all over for you. I think he's frozen solid. Oh, but this just won't do. We gotta get you out of there before you catch cold. You know you can pull up, right? Oh, oh. Up and at 'em. Everyone is waiting for you. Forgive me. If I pull any harder, my arms are like to tear. Ah, there you are. We heard shouting. Have you perchance found something? Fury take me, is that my heretic? Confound it, I wanted him alive! Inspector Hildibrand is definitely not a heretic, and he's probably not dead either. He's just hibernating like last time. Hildy ever was a late riser. Fear not, my wife and I had our ways of waking him. Oh no! He's in this goldsmith uniform.
Hildibrand, hello, Maximilian Mandel. You will get out right this instant!
This is wholly unnecessary. God, Bird, you dug me even further.
Was it the Manderville Meteor Strike or the Manderville Meteor Drive? Bah, maybe Julian was right. Trying to name everything only leads to needless confusion. One more time, then.
I think you got it right the first time.
Out you go!
Splendidly suplexed, Lord Godbert.
Where am I? The snowy wastes of Querthas. And who are these people I see before me? Ah, but of course! Who else would venture into inhospitable climes and wake me from the slumber sweep of my beloved fans?
Why do I feel as though I've stepped through a portal into an alternate reality unbound by the laws of logic? Welcome to Hildibrand. You get used to it. What is that? A mammoth! Where did it come from?
Oh, that. When my father drove me into the earth, I found it buried beneath the snow.
A little Lalafellan girl. How adorable!
Nashu, please! Note the firm, muscular legs, not unlike my own. 'Tis clearly a Lalafellan boy.
Now that you mention it, I suppose his features are rather masculine. You two cannot possibly be serious.
I am the very soul of seriousness, good sir, especially in matters of deduction. This is undoubtedly a young boy who, much like myself, fell into a deep slumber upon being buried beneath the snow. Now then, let us gently wake him and ascertain his identity. Ah, that ought to do it.
What is this place? Who am I?
It would seem that although father's ungentle ministration served to restore this young boy to life, they also robbed him of his memory.
How did I get here? Who am I? Why can I not remember?
Do not worry, young man. Everything will be alright. Take it from me. I have lost my memory more times than I can even remember.
If you don't but how do you remember that you lost your I'm not going to question that. Then can you help me to remember?
Hearken to me now, for I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, do hereby swear to solve the mystery of the amnesiac Hobbledehoy?
What is that? I'm looking that up. Hobbledehoy, a clumsy or awkward youth. Okay then. Wonderful! Wonderful! I'll get started on the batch of Nashi's delights.
Ah, effective as your explosives were in the past, I suspect that young Gigi lacks the hearty constitution required to survive such an approach.
Gigi, is that my name?
When you awoke, you were muttering GGGG. I suspect the phrase may hold some significance to you. So, until such time as we learn your real name, I say why not adopt it as a playful moniker. But that's just a sound that all mammoths make. What kind of imbecile goes and names a mammoth Gigi anyway?
Gigi, I like this name. Thank you, kind sir. But how will this new name help me remember who I am?
Patience, Gigi. This is only the beginning. Next, we will return to the city and see if we cannot find any who know who you are. Come along. Now that I know our overlord is safe and sound, I too must take my leave of you and return to my brothers. I dare say rigor mortis will set in if I remain here any longer. Bound for Thanalan, and allow me to accompany you. Julian will give me no end of trouble if I keep her waiting much longer, though perhaps she will forgive me once I tell her of Hildy's return.
This is rather a lot to digest. You have the look of one accustomed to such happenings. You don't know the half of it. In any case, regardless of Mistress Nashu's protestations, the Inspector will not be granted access to the capital until we can confirm that he is not a heretic. You have my word that he will be treated fairly. Oh no. It's an anime villain. From those detective animes. It could just be Julian again. Fury, take me that man. Ah, Green. I suppose you have all heard the news, then, that Inspector Hildibrand was cleared of all suspicion and judged to be no more than an eccentric curiosity? If you're looking for him, good luck. I wanted to thank him for his cooperation, but as soon as the Temple Knights released him, he and his assistant ran off to gods know where with that mammoth in tow. As for my investigation, in spite of all the twists and turns, I managed to salvage a satisfactory result. As far as the Inquisition is concerned, the suspicious vagabond was not more than a zombie which wandered away from the Dusk Vigil, sickness which has since been purged. So it seemed that is all is right with the world once more. For now, I have no doubt that the Inspector will turn up again like a bad gill, and when he does, trouble is sure to follow. I can't read these letters fast enough. Okay, that one I recognize.
I pray to see it finds you well, Green, or at least better than it finds me. It seems I have no choice but to seek out that inspector and convince him to surrender up his mammoth to me. 'Twas unearthed under most suspicious circumstances, after all, and who can say what secrets or heresy it might hold? Therefore, the Inquisition would conduct a thorough inspection, and if needs must, destroy it. Given his affinity for the contraption, I fear the inspector may not be amenable to my request. Nevertheless, he must be made to see that it is in the interest of public safety. Would you be willing to help me persuade him? Good luck, buddy. Fury be praised, at least you have seen reason. Let us pray he will as well. I am given to understand that while the inspector and his assistant have been wandering all over the city with the mammoth in tow, they often frequent the gazebo near the Fortomp Manor. With any luck, they will be there now. Ah yes, the dreaded gazebo. That's this guy again. A lot of that keeps following. That just keeps showing up whenever Hildibrand is here. Maybe he's following Hildibrand. Verily shall we scour all creation, from the deepest pit of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens, for the answers we seek. Every day shall be filled with grand adventures, with the stuff of fairy tales and legends. Huzzah! A grand adventure in the deepest pits of the seven hells. Just so! Such is the creed of Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire. Well posed, Gigi, well posed. I dare say you have the potential to be an exemplary inspector someday. Right, that's enough of that. By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Halonic Inquisitory Doctrine, I hereby command you to surrender that mammoth of suspected heretical origin into my custody. Well, hello there, Green, and Inquisitor Seer, ever the jester, accusing poor Gigi of being a clockwork heretic when 'tis plain to see that he's merely a precocious young lad. Oh, there you go again, confusing the poor girl. As if those big, beautiful, boxy eyes aren't the soul of femininity. Nashu, please, were you not witness to the magnificent display of Mandervillian masculinity mere moments ago? That's because you haven't taught her any better. She needs a proper role model to show her what's what. Master Slime, Inspector Seer, what is all this commotion? We can hear you from the courtyard. Oh, it's Edmund. Ah, Lord Edmund. My sincerest apologies for the disturbance. I am come to seize this mammoth on behalf of the Inquisition, a fact which I clearly expected before you arrived. At which point they set to bickering about the contraption's gender. What do you say, my lord? Do you think Gigi a boy or a girl? "'Tis clearly a strapping young lad, no?" Fury take me, not you too. Has the whole world gone mad? Fine, but even supposing that this Gigi is a real boy, you cannot deny that the circumstances of his discovery and miraculous resuscitation were most unusual. He cannot be suffered to roam the city with impunity until the Inquisition has determined that he is not a real threat. I beg your pardon. Miraculous resuscitation? I see. Then until such time as Gigi recovers his memory, mayhap it would be best if you adopted him as a ward of House Mandeville. I would even stand as witness here and now, if you wish. Adopt? Then that would make me Gigi's father?
Congratulations. Doubtless the Inquisition would think better taking any action which might threaten the cordial relationship between our two houses.
Yes! Yes, of course! I'll do it! Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, do you hereby grant this child the patronage of House Manderville?
Papa Hildy, Papa Hildy. Inspector's finally become a father. It's so beautiful. Quite. Now that you need no longer fear the Inquisition, you are free to show Gigi more of our fair city. Indeed, I strongly encourage you to do so. Mayhap by the grace of the Fury, something will jog his memory.
Thank you, Lord Edmund. I shall not forget this kindness. Come, my faithful assistant, my beloved son, we must away.
Oh, Hallorn, I would not presume to question your grand design, but... Gah! Confound it all! Well, mayhap I cannot detain the mammoth, but I am still within my rights to observe the blasted thing.
Lord Goblet will be pleased to hear that his son is hale and healthy as ever. Not that I would ever presume to meddle on another father's behalf, and certainly not without consent.
Nope, nope. Ow.
Come now, Gigi. Surely gazing upon this wondrous work of Ishgardian architecture stirs something within your soul. This grand manor of House Mailtimsart.
Durandare.
Pray do not fill the mammoth's head with such nonsense. That is the supreme sacred tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitory doctrine. I should know, I work there. Furthermore, I am quite certain that there is no House Mailtimsart, and that is a rather ludicrous portmanteau of the four high houses, including that esteemed house which but recently stood as witness to your adoption.
Well, Gigi, do you remember anything? No, nothing.
I say, rather than parading him before the grandiose, why not give him a taste of something more prosaic? Let us make our way to the holy stables that he might bask in the singular sights, sounds, and smells of Ishgard's famous chocobos. going? Jeweled Crozier. He's good, but treasure high price in old doll.
Why bother? It's no use.
Now, Gigi, you must not give in to despair so easily. Did I not promise you days filled with grand adventures and the eventual discovery of your misladen memories? Spirits, Gigi! Spirits! Oh no. My word! A vase flung to the ground with reckless abandon! Could this be the opening salvo of an indiscriminate campaign of vandalism?
One waged by your wild gesticulations, perhaps. At least look before you strike a pose. The gods only know how much that vase cost. 123,514,000 gil at last assessment. It was over 700 years old and graced the homes of at least a dozen archbishops, 8 counts and 2 lord commanders, and 1 duke. Jesus, that old vase is worth 100 million gil.
100 million gil!
Oh, Hallowed, why have you forsaken me? Oh, would you look at that? Well, now to teach him how to be a goldsmith. It's a miracle! Nay, the divine intervention of Fury herself! Did I do that?
Gigi, my boy, that was marvelous! You're a born artisan, just like father!
Papa Hildy's papa. Your grandpapa, Godbird, the man who woke you with a few gentle taps to the noggin. You wouldn't believe what else he can do with that hammer of his. Why, some folks say he wields the very powers of life and death. Once he and the missus come back from the tour of the Western Highlands, I'm sure they'd love to see that trick of yours.
Do not demean these mammoths' power as a mere parlor trick. We just witnessed a miracle, and I demand that you all acknowledge it.
This mammoth. Sir, I say, sir, 100 million gil for the mammoth. Nay, 100 million gil and the Duke's priceless vase.
My word, this is what passes for trade in Ishgard. Gigi is my flesh and blood. I will not sell him at any price.
Please, Papa Hildy, no more. I know you mean well, but we can deny the truth no longer. I am a mammoth.
Gigi, whatever has gotten into you? You are my son. You are a Manderville man.
listen to your papa, Gigi. You're a Manderville girl through and through. Stop it, both of you. You're not my papa or my mama.
Well, it is only to be expected. Gigi is at a rebellious age. Strange as it may sound, I too tested my parents' patience, and that on more than one occasion. But if they could weather the storm, then so can I.
I say we find out what's got him thinking he's a mammoth. But he is a mammoth. How can you not? Oh, never mind.
The course of fatherhood never did run smooth, but I, Hildibrand, guardian of Gigi, doting parent extraordinaire, shall find a way to overcome this trial and be reconciled with my beloved son.
That's the spirit. Solving a simple case of childhood rebellion should be easy for a man who's unmasked thieves, defeated duelists, and led armies of the undead. Yes, that's all very— Wait, what was that about the undead? Actually, don't tell me. For now all that matters is finding that mammoth. We should begin by speaking with the sentry stationed at the city gates and the airship landing. If, Fury help us, he has left Ishgard, we need to know about it sooner rather than later. I will visit the Ark of the Worthy while the inspector and his assistant head to the airship landing. You can question the guard at the gate near the manufactory, after which we will regroup there and share our findings. Dismissed. Now this way is probably faster. Little fellow with a wide-brimmed hat. Aye, he came through here. Bought passage on a supply ship bound for Falcon's Nest. He hath money? One of them was his name. Lullafels, right? Funny little buggers. Seemed keen to be anywhere but here. Well, if Gigi left the city, it was not by the main gates. And the sentries at the airship landing has seen no one matching his description. Went through this way. Falcon's Nest! Fury take me, must be returned to that freezing pit of despair. Wheresoever Gigi goes, I shall follow him and find him and embrace him as my son once more. However, I surmise our final destination lies far beyond the walls of said outpost. Indeed, there is but one reason he would return to those frozen wastes. To frolic in the snow and cast his worries to the winds. Really? He seemed in no mood to frolic when I saw him. As I recall, he used his arcane powers to mend a vase, only to become morose and belligerent when it became clear to him that he was in fact a mammoth. One might even say he remembered what he was, remembered his purpose, so he returned to Western Quethas, that famous breeding ground for heresy where first we found him. Home to his heretic masters, to share with them the intelligence he had gathered on the city.
At long last, the undeniable, the unquestionable, the unmistakable scent of heresy! What are we standing around for? We have a heretic to catch!
Inspector, I'm sorry to think that Inquisitor Sia might not think very highly of our little girl.
It is possible, but I would not presume to know his feeling ere he voiced them explicitly. Until such time as he does, we should endeavor to surreptitiously bring him round to the opinion that Gigi is a boy of pure heart and good intent. Subtlety in all things Nashu. That is the Manderville way.
Lalafells will stab you in the calf for a handful of gil.
Okay, I gotta share this.
System sounds.
Aha! I knew it! The mammoth immediately left the outpost and looks headed north along the river. By the Fury, I cannot wait to finally catch him in the company of heretics!
I don't much like your tone, Inquisitor. If our baby girl ran afoul of any heretics, she'd look him square in the eye and tell them she doesn't want any. Inspector, I think I had just one of those moments, you know, of insight. Maybe Gigi came out here to find Lord Godbert. I did tell her grandpapa might like to see that trick of hers.
Brilliant deduction, Nashu. He must be eager to meet his grandparents.
The self-same ones he renounced when he declared you were not his father.
Ha ha! What a fine young gentleman eager to explore his heritage. Let us make haste, my friends. Her reunion of 3 generations of Mandervilles beckons.
I really can't be bothered. Follow the footprints. Huh. How do they knock out antelope with snowball? Ugh. The mammoth lies motionless in the snow, fragments of ice stuck to its cap, suggesting the impact of something small and round traveling at high speed. Ah, my head. Who? Oh, it's you. You followed me.
Oh, Gigi, if you want to have a snowball fight with your grandparents, you should have said so earlier. Papa Hildy was very worried, though he is glad to see you are unharmed.
It would seem he was struck by a snowball, much like these Steinbocks. These dead Steinbocks. Are you sure he isn't damaged?
As if a mere blow to the head could fell our Gigi. We Mandervilles are made of sterner stuff. I myself have been driven headfirst into the earth on no fewer than 24 occasions, several times from moms above, and my mind is no less brilliant for the experience.
I expect the earth was no less brilliant for the experience. Why are you nodding? Oh, he's right behind me, isn't he?
What good fortune to cross paths with you lot so far from civilization. Forgive me for not taking notice earlier. I was engrossed in my duel with Julian. But how rude of me. Would you care to join us?
Grandpapa Godbird. Grandpapa Godbird. Mama Nashu says you wield the powers of life and death. I beg of you, Grandpapa Godbird, grant me life. Make me a real boy.
Are you sure about this, son? It may sting a little.
You can actually do it. I will endure whatever I must to become a real boy. Oh, he's learned.
Then let us begin!
Huh. This body, it's everything I ever wanted. It's perfect. Thank you, Grandpapa Godbert. Thank you. Wait for it.
Oh, but I'm not even begun to begin. Piragot, guide my hammer!
This is the antique vase all over again. Oh no. Oh my god.
Papa Hildy, I'm a Manderville man. Gigi, my son, come to your father. Let me have a look at you. Papa Hildy. Gigi.
Gigi, what are you doing? Oh no.
A clothesline!
Or is it a lariat?
Now that brings back some memories.
Papa Hildy, oh dear, who could have done such a thing?
By the Fury, it's just like the vase all over again, miraculously restored to its original form. Gigi, my boy, upon further consideration, I believe that this body may suit you best. How shall I put this? It is, shall I put this? More manageable.
And much more adorable. But how can I ever be accepted as your son if I remain a mammoth?
Is that what's been troubling you all this time? But why didn't you say so? A Manderville's more than mere flesh and bone. He is vigor, compassion, honor, a gentleman for all seasons. Be you man or machine, it makes no difference. If they call you a mammoth, you look them in the eye and say, "Nay, I am a Manderville mammoth." Mother, father, forgive me for not consulting with you earlier, but circumstances forced my hand. I have formally adopted Gigi as my son and ward of House Manderville. Ye gods, I knew he was fond of the mammoth, but did you hear that woman? Our son's gone and got herself a son!
Grandpapa Godbird, Grandpapa Godbird.
Ha! It all makes sense now. Grandpapa Godbert and Grandmama Julian. I've been waiting years to hear those words. Grandpapa Godbert, Grandmama Julian. Few things in life are grander than becoming a grandparent, as they say. Ha ha ha! Oh no!
And what's so bloody grand about it? I'll not be made grandmother to a bloody buggering mammoth. It's past time I beat some sense into my beloved boy. Ma'am, you're scaring me. Fury, take me. I've heard the tales of the dark nuts before, but no, it couldn't be. No, I think it was something far worse. Heretical like as not, but rules be damned, I'm not risking my life to find out. The darkest culinarian.
They're mad. Utterly mad, the whole lot of them. How their house could rise to such prominence, I will never understand. Well, you take the greatest goldsmith and the greatest culinarian together. Well, at least the mammoth seems to have overcome its existential crisis. Well, today I didn't even know a mammoth could even have an existential crisis. Wait, what am I saying? It's a mammoth! Why should I care what it claims to think or feel? Fury take me, the idiocy's infectious! I mustn't allow myself to fall prey to it. Follow procedure, report to your superior, one step at a time. One step at a time. Oh no. Hooded figures. Right then, my superiors. Having been informed of the mammoth's adoption by House Mandeville, as witnessed by House Fortom, proceeded to take to task for my gross mishandling of the situation. They remain convinced that the mammoth is a product of heretical machination and command me to redouble my efforts to prove this incontrovertible fact. That may prove problematic, however, as Gigi seems to have forsaken his quest to recover his memories, and to throw himself wholly into his new life as a Manderville mammoth, casting about for any hint of a case alongside his doting father. In any event, though I do not share my superior's conviction, I think it's safe to say there is something exceedingly unusual about that mammoth. You saw with your own eyes about how effortlessly he restored that vase, and itself, to its original form. Reconstructed magics are not particularly rare, but his are unlike any I have ever seen before. Now you stand there before me is proof that alone smiles upon me this day. I have need of your assistance, Green, and before you think to run away screaming in terror, I pray you hear me out. It concerns the esteemed, and now missing and presumed dead, Knights of the Heavens Ward. None have returned to the capital since all the unpleasantness began, yet recently we have heard rumors of these honored sirs walking the streets. Oh no. 'Tis heresy most foul, I say, and I mean to get to the bottom of it. But we will need all the help that we can get, which means, Fury take me, we could benefit from a certain individual's serendipity. Besides, if we don't seek him out, he's like to show up at the worst possible time anyway. At least this way it'll be on our terms, and we can keep an eye on that boy. Mammoth! Mammoth! Yes, right. Oh, you must be wondering why I asked you to come. Well, you and the inspector seem to enjoy a natural rapport, so... A bit. Praise hello, for a moment I was afraid you'd make me beg. This may well be the last chance to prove my word to my superiors, and if I can't... to Fortom's manor. Because, Gigi, such behavior is unbecoming a gentleman.
But why, Papa Hildy? Why is it unbecoming a gentleman?
Ah, Inquisitor Seer, Green. Good morrow to you both. Are you come as adoring fans or on business?
Business. Always business. You may rest assured.
Then I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, and at your service. Is it robbery, murder, tax evasion?
Evasion? Oh, wait, before we get into that, what's going on here?
As much as it pains me to admit it, my beloved Gigi, the apple of my eye, the fruit of my loins, attempted to deface this lovely gazebo. Naturally, as his father, it falls to me to see him return to the straight and narrow.
That's not true. I was drawing a family crest for our home.
Now, Gigi, I know you are fond of this gazebo as we are all, but it belongs to Lord Edmund. You wouldn't want to steal from Uncle Edmund, would you?
I guess not. Then where is our gazebo, Papa Hildy? And does it have a warm stove with a steaming kettle too?
Oh, Gigi, don't you see? We have no need of kettles or gazebos. As gentlemen inspectors, the world is our oyster. We can go whither we please, where the red fern grows or the wild rose blooms.
And yet you've been sleeping in Lord Edmund's gazebo for how long? I don't care about wild roses. I want to live in a gazebo with Papa Hildy and Mama Nashu. Gazebos are quite expensive and dangerous if not domesticated.
Dangerous indeed, my boy. And besides, we are gentlemen inspectors free to travel the length and breadth of Eorzea in search of a case. Does that not sound more thrilling than whittling away the hours beneath the gazebo?
I guess.
If it's a case you want, you need not go so far. We are currently investigating reports of individuals masquerading as Knights of the Heavens Ward.
These contemptible charlatans are rumored to have tricked several hapless maidens into attending private parties for a small fee, with the promise of enjoying the company of these great sirs. Those who were foolish enough to attend found their experiences to be so traumatizing they have refused to discuss them in detail. Needless to say, your assistance in this matter will be greatly appreciated, and for it you shall receive due compensation.
Say no more, Inquisitor, say no more. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, am well versed in the ways of the fairest sex.
Since when?
Mummy, Mother dearest, I was under the impression you had departed for Uldar.
And leave my beloved boy to keep on playing at being inspector, as well as a father to a bloody mammoth. Bugger that. You're coming home right this instant.
How can you say such things? It's my life's calling to be an inspector, and Gigi is my son. He is a Manderville man. Grand as it is to see you, you have come at a most inopportune time. The young women of Ishgard are in need of a champion to defend them from fiends most foul. Come Nashu, come Gigi, we shall demonstrate to my mother our peerless investigative skills and bring these criminals to justice.
Thal's ballsy stubborn. Probably gets it from his sorry ass of a father. I trust you'll want to help me keep him out of trouble. Right then, come along. Well, that could have gone better, and worse. Let's not keep them waiting. Please, do you think me so foolish to fall for their charade? What I heard from the others said knights bore not even the slightest resemblance to the Heaven's Ward. As if I had not already memorized every detail of my dear Sir Atherfell's face. Oh, wherever could he be? I am truly outside her grace. My allowance all gone to waste on those... Ugh, I dare not say it. Mayhap those awful rumors are true. Mayhap I must needs accept that he now walks in Halone's halls. I demand satisfaction! Swift and terrible vengeance! How dare they prey upon a lady's emotions and line their pockets with gall? If Sir Sharba was here, he'd purge the lot of them like the festering sickness they are. Yes. A pity, too, he remains missing. So very much a pity. Papa Hildy, that grandmama over there is staring at us.
Now, Gigi, a gentleman must be more careful with his words. First of all, you have only one grandmother. Second, this is tremendously important. Never, ever call her that. At least, not yet. Promise?
Yes, father. I promise not to call Grandmama Julian Grandmama Julian. Greetings, my lady. Oh, ain't you a charmer? And there I was thinking I might have to rip your bloody head off if you said the G word one more time. Like that, Papa Hildy.
Ah, my faithful assistants! Have you gleaned any new information?
Other than the fact that these women seem to detest the fake knights with every fiber of their being. These two women were telling me all about what they do if they cornered Sir... Is this the best you can do then? Bloody oaths and girlish fantasies? And you call yourself a Mandeville man?
I assure you, Mother, we are only just getting started. The tapestry of lies and deception behind which the truth hides is oft unraveled with the tug of a single loose thread. I say, young lady, I would beg but a moment of your time.
Somehow I doubt that young lady was talking about the charlatans we seek. Aye, 'tis true. I too was taken by the false promises of those awful, awful men. Long have I yearned for a chance to meet Sir Verguin, so when they said I finally could, I didn't even hesitate for even a moment. But when they escorted me to the manor and undid the blindfold, and I looked onto the hideous faces of those so-called Grand Sirs, I screamed and I fled. They were gone when I returned with the watch, but the neighbors said that they overheard them talking about seeking shelter in a place called Eelshire. I know it's not much, but I pray this information helps you in your search.
My lady, I swear to you here and now, I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, shall not rest until these dastardly fiends are punished for their foul crimes.
Huzzah! 3 cheers for Papa Hildy. Hip hip hooray. Hip hip hooray. Hip hip hooray.
And there you have it. Our quarry can be found in Eelshire. Come, my loyal citizens. Justice waits for no gentleman.
That's all well and good, but I never heard of this Eelshire, have you? I have.
You mean we're to travel to the Dravinian hinterlands? Right now, just like that?
Yep. Oh, it's raining.
Truly, this magnificent settlement is a testament to the hard work and camaraderie of her Uplander and Gobby citizens.
Yes, well, I'm just glad we're no longer being pursued by fire-breathing dragons, musket-wielding crabs, and bomb-throwing goblins. You know, the other ones. But they were no match for Lady Julian and that pair of hers, am I right? I want to see her make the bad gobbies fly again. God's sakes, Hildy, accepting grain, this lot be dead in a ditch somewhere if it weren't for me.
Nonsense! I would never let any harm to come to my loyal assistant or my beloved son.
If I may interject.
Now then, let us split up and question the good people of Edelshire. My keen inspector's sense tells me that one of them has the knowledge of false knights we seek.
Yes, loud jocks know their grand sirs. Sneaky uplanders keep to selves, mingle not with gobby flock. Let each to own, loud jock says. No question, only jingly shine. Ah, you must be talking about them grand sirs. They drifted into Edelshire some time ago, as I recall. Paid a visit to their great library, though I couldn't tell you why. Oh, there's Nashu. And Julia. Oh, I know all about the grand sirs. They keep to themselves in that building up there, south of the round spot. You'd best watch out, though. They're a dangerous bunch, liable to kill you for looking at them cockeyed. It's entirely possible that I've gone completely and utterly mad, but are you perchance the long-lost twin sister of an Ishgardian noblewoman? What? Look behind you, a three-headed gobue. A gubue? Why do I feel like I've not seen the last of that old woman?
If we only had the testimony of a concerned citizen which could conveniently direct us to the villain's precise location.
Here, a testimony to at least the villain's precise location.
The Grand says I hold up in a building to the south of the markets. Good show, Green. There, that's the one. Come, let's inform the others. It would seem that no one is home. There's not what we can do but wait then.
Papa Hildy, I just want to say that I really like this place. I think that you and me and Mama Nashu could have lots of exciting adventures if we stay here.
You may be right, Gigi. This community seems to have fostered an enlightened free society, welcoming of honest souls willing to work and contribute to the greater whole. Did anyone happen to see a gazebo on the way in?
As I live and Hildibrand of Helidor Maximilian Manderville.
Could that be? I say, could that be Slowfix coin toss?
You know this Gobby, Inspector?
I most certainly do. Why, Master Slowfix was my very first employer.
When traveling through Dadaland long ago, Gobby Flock was waylaid by Uplander bandits. With no jingly shine to pay brass blades, we had no way to backtake goods. Until we make busy deal with Gentleman Uplander, that is. With fastness he finds Uplander bandits and bring much spangy boom, and returns to goodly Gobby's missing goods and great justice. Henceforth Slowfix gained new appreciation for Uplanders, but for chance encounter with Gentleman Uplander, he never conceives of egalitarian utopia. Phew. One may even king Hildy, a founding father of Edelshire, with metaphorical tongue flaps, that is.
Ha ha ha! Oh, the memories! It was a near thing, for the bandits were clever enough to see through my ingenious disguise as an innocent milkmaid. But in my haste to escape, I tripped over a barrel of fire sand and, as they say, boom gobby doom.
God, no busy deals for the wicked! No busy deals indeed.
But leaving that delightful anecdote aside, you gods, Master Slowfix, just looking at what you and your flock have made of these ruins is making me big eyes.
Gobby Flock has come a long way since wandering days, but we have not forgotten Gentleman Uplander's kindness. Slowfix is here to offer hand lending.
Well, far be it for me to refuse. My son Gigi has grown quite fond of your magnificent city, and so I should like to stay here with him and my assistant for a time. We would not require much in the way of accommodations. A humble gazebo, for example, would more than suffice.
Why settle for a gazebo when perfectly good estate right behind you? Residents are building in arrears and Slowfix happy to evict them.
But we were pursuing the fiends who lived here on suspicion of defrauding young women.
Fraud? In Slowfix's egalitarian utopia? This he will not abide. All the more reason to let Gentleman Uplander and his flock stay inside the Grand says. No need for jingly shine either. Huzzah! A giant gazebo to call our own.
I do not know what to say. Thank you, Master Slowfix. Thank you.
No need for teary-eyed tongue flaps. Gobby Flock is possessed of moral obligation to repay Gentleman Uplander for past generosity. Enjoy new gazebo, and good luck with hunt for grandsires. Papa Hildy, since this is our gazebo, is it okay if I draw our family crest on it?
I can think of no better way to celebrate this joyous occasion, and perhaps draw the ire of our new home's former tenants. Come, let us go and purchase some paints together. This gazebo shall be your canvas.
Now he's gone and gotten himself a sodding gazebo. Bloody hells. He really thinks I'm gonna let him keep on playing at being a father.
Still no signs of the notorious Grand Sirs. I dare say we're going to need more paint.
Aw.
Oh, as much as it pains me to admit it, a gentleman's stamina is not without limits. I dare say I could do with a spot of tea.
Hey, Inspector, it's just me or those two been looking at us for the past few minutes.
Oh, so it's quite normal behavior for my adoring fans, I should think. When finally presented with an opportunity to meet their idol in the flesh, all too many succumb to their fear and flee. Or maybe, just maybe, they're the Grand Bloody Sirs. Come on, they're getting away. There we go. Hearken to me, you dastardly rapscallions! You have nowhere to run! Reveal yourselves at once! I shall not ask you again! Come forth, Grand Sirs! Name yourselves and answer for your misdeeds! spear of 1,000,000 words. The silver spear with hatch pierced the very heavens. Orland! Master of magics, ancient and awesome, the divine hand with hatch defeated all melodies save senescence and incontinence. Gone spot! Grand Sirs, Excelsior!
I don't know whether to laugh or to cry. Maybe both.
Grandsires, Grandsires, you stand accused of willfully and unlawfully convincing young maidens of Ishgar to pretend private parties under false pretenses, thereby inflicting upon them terrible financial and emotional distress. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, and come on behalf of these poor, defenseless innocents, and to see that no others are made to suffer as they did. Now, lay down your arms and surrender yourselves into my custody. Ha! The audacity of this boy! You should feel ashamed of your words and deeds.
Oh shit.
You will rue this day and rue it hard!
Huh.
Gods, how I miss this! The air streaming past, the blood pumping, the taste of copper on my lips, the slight dizziness. It was on a day like this that we met, wasn't it? And when we soared into those azure skies, we never truly came back down.
What am I watching?
Do mine eyes deceive? Pixie of my heart descended from Halone's halls to guide me to her bosom. My beloved, my everything! Long have I waited for this moment. Take me in your arms once more and lift me higher, higher, higher!
Buddy, don't go towards the light.
Higher, higher, higher. Orland! 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 Alas, poor Orland. I knew him not in the slightest, but he seemed a decent man, chicanery and attempted murder notwithstanding.
Yes, I also remember him fondly.
Wait, I've seen this before, all too recently. Yes, anyway, he's only mostly dead. If the Master of Magic's ancient and awesome here acts with all haste, the man may yet be saved. Oh, you're referring to me. I see, I see. With all haste, was it? Yes, yes, I'll get right on that. O mournful voice of creation, send unto me a creature of the abyss, my thrall to command, that I may smite— No, wait, that's no good. Let me see. Something of a rather less controversial tradition. Yes, something with more pep. A vortex of biting winds to rend the flesh. And smite my foes! Foes? I thought you were friends! Oh, he's alive. Sight riding it, plug at me with a bleeding gay bullock. My back! My back! Ugh. 'Twould seem I have underestimated you lot. That makes two of us. Enough! Leave them be, or do you not care what becomes of the mammoth? Gigi, but when? How? A betrayal. I thought I recognized you, first in Ishgard, then in Edelshire. You've been following us since we left the capital. Bearer of faces fair and fearsome, the midnight shadow which had deceived kings and queens. Doris! You can't possibly have been so naive to think we'd not see through your ridiculous disguises. And yet here you are, so effortlessly and easily lured into our trap, for which we are most grateful, mind. My companions are hardly cut out for life on the road. All has been in preparation for this moment. The parties, the petty schemes. From the first, the objective of this grand design has been this singular mammoth. I swear to you, if you harm Gigi in any way... We have no desire to hurt the boy. We but require his help to reclaim what which is rightfully ours, our youth. Confound it! I can't see! Damn, they're very slowly getting away. Papa Hildy. Gigi! Stay strong, my son. I swear I shall find you. He's right there. Just go after him. Twelve strike me down for a fool. So desperate was I to seize the grand sirs that I failed to discern their true intent, for it was too late. And now poor Gigi is in their clutches. What if I never see my beloved son again? I suppose we ought to be prepared for the worst. They could be halfway to Rosaton by now. I very much doubt that, given they were moving at an adamantoise's pace. Little Milksop's right. Let's get after the old buggers. Huh, that's what my mentor used to call me, among other things. Oh, the memories. So, it seemed that the Grand Sirs had been caught once more by the very inspector that was trying to catch them. How ironic, also how premature we have them. How ironic, although how premature we have them, yes. But they still have Gigi. Damn it, if only some manner of opportunity would present itself. Ask and he shall receive. We can ambush that poisoned dragoon, take him hostage and demand an exchange. Inquisitor Seer, you disappoint me. A gentleman cannot condone the violent kidnapping and ransom of his elders. No, no. We shall approach this problem as paragons of honor and virtue. Green shall stalk and subdue the Grand Sir. Green will stalk and subdue the Grand Sir and relieve him of his armor. How stripping an old man naked more gentlemanly than taking him hostage? Rest assured, I shall reveal all soon enough. Godspeed, Green.
He's gonna dress himself in the armor, isn't it? I can already see this coming.
Ah, I knew you'd... Wait, who are you again? There's something awfully familiar about those muscular forearms, those strong yet tender-looking fingers. I say, would you be so kind as to massage my shoulders, young man? There's this lingering ache and this tension that Gonspot can't seem to soothe with his magics. Remove my breastplate. Oh, of course, how silly of me. Pray, lend me a hand with the straps. Truly, young man, you are a saint. Ah, I swear, it's the little things you begin to appreciate. My dear departed wife used to help me with my armor, you know. Right, I should be seated to better receive your tender administrations. Ah, the healing tingle! Oh, that I had a tincture of salamander with which to treat these aches. My little pig Snee used to spread some on my chest and under my nose to help me sleep through the night. Come, do not be shy. Work those soothing fingers into each and every knot. Slowly. Make me forget my troubles. Harder, harder, higher, higher. Close your eyes and dream.
The old dragoon's soft snoring suddenly stops, and you begin to fear you may have borne witness to his final moments. Leaning closer, you extend a hesitant finger, only to stop short when a sudden spasm signals the resumption of his labored breathing. With the utmost care, you can remove Orland's sabatons and breeches, leaving the sleeping old man exposed to the elements at the mercy of the nearby ravenous bears and tentacled morbles. May he rest in peace. Good night, sweet prince. The way he's seen it looks like a massive pigeon. Let me go back and check that. Oh yeah, I think I can see that. His ponytail is kind of acting like the beak, kind of.
Ah, my stalwart assistant. By your return, I gather you have taken care of the dragoon, and by taking care, I mean afford him all due courtesy as befitting a man of his years, whilst returning with the equipment I require.
Sure. Orland's armor. Entrusted to you by the elderly owner that he may receive a vigorous massage, this suit of armor is surprisingly light and reeks of garlic. That level of technique of Magitech worries me. It's a crossover thing from Final Fantasy 15. The old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be. Ain't what she used to be, ain't what she used to be. I feel like that's a reference that I don't recognize.
Capital! Then without further ado, I shall disguise myself as Orland and free Gigi from captivity.
One problem with that, you are not an octogenarian. Or heptagenarian? However old these people are. But you two look nothing alike! They may be old and slow, but they're not blind.
Oh, you little fate, you are in for a treat, for you shall have front row seat to this magnificent display of Mandervillian guile and subterfuge. Hey, is it time for dinner yet?
We just ate, you daft bugger. And where the hell is Orland? One's gotta take a piss every hour, but damn it, he could at least be quick about it.
Greetings, fellow antediluvians. I have returned.
Ah, bollocks. It's about time. Okay, no, that's bollocks. Pack up your things. I want us back on the road in 10 minutes.
Before we do that, we must first release young Gigi here. 'Tis behavior unbecoming a gentleman to keep children in cages.
What the seven hells are you blathering about? He's going to get away.
No, he will not. See? Still here within my care. Right then, on a completely unrelated note, I shall now take the boy with me on a brief sojourn into the wilderness.
Fury take me, it's working. He's about to walk out of there with Gigi and they won't even try to stop him. So far, so good.
I'm cold and there are morbals after me. I'm me.
But you're also me. But that can't be unless...
This is it. This is the moment when my life flashes before my eyes. Oh, my dearest Pigsney will be together at last.
Imposter! Oh my god! How dare you attempt to trick me with a ruse so hackneyed it would make a minstrel blush!
Hey gods, I never realized dying would hurt so much. Now's our chance, Gigi. Come with me.
Vivi, wait!
My son, what's gotten into you?
Vivi, Vivi, where have I heard that name before? Remember who you are, Vivi. What you are, a creation of the great Charlian Archmagus Quan. Quan, I was given life by Grandpapa Quan. I remember now. We lived together, and he taught me many things about the outside world.
I feel like that's also a reference to something. Maybe 9. Final Fantasy 9. What? What exactly do you remember, my son?
Everything. Yes, everything. I remember that Grandpapa Quan created me, that he took care of me, raised me, and that we were very happy. But then he abandoned me. Grandpapa Quan abandoned me. He believed you were flawed, Vivi, that you lacked the power to turn back the hands of time and make him young again, and so in his ignorance he cast you out and died all alone.
To turn back the hands of time? And what we witnessed in the Crozier, the Duke's priceless vase, that power could be brought to bear on people. But wait, how do you know of all this? You couldn't possibly have been an associate of this Archmagus Quan.
We found his journals during one of our many trips to the Great Library. Scavenging for valuable relics is one of the few ways we have left to make a living. We are famed heroes of the war in our prime, with fortunes to match. But no soldier has the strength to triumph over time, and before we knew it, the hour of the sheath was upon us. Ishgard no longer had need of our services. So we came here to eke out a living, keep doing what we do best, until our bodies wouldn't let us. Imagine our surprise when we stumbled upon the opportunity of a lifetime. A second lifetime, as it were. A mammoth with the power to take that which was broken and restore it to its prime state. To turn back time with its temporal magics and give us back our misspent youth.
Fury, take me! This is also... I don't even know if there's a precedent to determine whether or not this constitutes heresy.
We knew where to look even. With the journals, we determined that the mammoth was somewhere in the Western Highlands. A chance for a second chance. was within reach. And then we were forced to watch as you imbeciles pulled Vivi from the snow, nearly ruining everything. Vivi, listen to me. Come with us and we can help you unlock your true potential. Just think what you could accomplish were you to master your magics. Not only could you make us young again, but you may even have a power to restore life to Archmagus Quan. V.
Impossible!
No magic can truly return the dead to us. At best you can animate a corpse, and I need not review the precepts to declare that the products of necromancy are abominations in the eyes of the Fury.
Gigi, wait! What about our adventures? What about a gazebo? You are a Manderville mammoth!
You always have been so kind to me, Papa Hildy, and I will forever be grateful for that. But Grandpapa Quan made me, he made me, and I miss him. So even if it fails, I have to try.
What are you doing? They're getting away! We have to stop them! Mayhap we must respect Gigi's decision.
That's the end of that chapter, eh? You're giving up and coming back home?
I too made a decision long ago, to become a traveling inspector, and I have ever stood by it. Mayhap it is from this singular stubbornness of mine that Gigi took inspiration. Nay, I cannot abide it. He is my flesh and blood, my son. I dare not let him use his temporal magics to pervert the natural order. It falls to me, his father, to ensure that Gigi keeps a righteous path and only utilizes traditional methods of zombification to raise the dead.
Traditional methods?
Inquisitor Seer, I must applaud your dedication to your work, and cannot thank you enough for all you have done on our behalf. Yet I fear if we continue as we are, Gigi may be driven to rash action. Therefore I would ask that you suspend your pursuit of the Grand Sirs for a time, that I might be afforded the opportunity to convince my son to return peacefully.
Well, seeing as how we can only guess at the full extent of Gigi's powers, it might prove dangerous to act aggressively should he choose to use them.
I knew you would understand. Right then, there is no time to waste. Nushu, let us retire to our new gazebo and discuss our plans.
I suppose it'd have been a shame if he'd given up that easily. But that means I'll just stick around even longer. On the other hand, if that bloody mammoth's really got the power to make them young again, then...
There we go.
I said I'd suspend my pursuit, and I will. But that doesn't mean I won't continue my investigation into that mammoth and its powers in Ishgard.
Ah, I see you saw fit to return to the capital as well.
The Inquisition has a rather large collection of heretical tomes, including many of Charlatan origin, and I don't mind to scour them for information on temporal magics. This is, of course, all for the sake of confirming the mammoth's heretical origins. Yes, only that. Why are you looking at me like that, as if you imply that my interest in these matters is more than a professional one? I'm sure I don't know what you're not talking about. Thank you, Green. That will be all.
quickly. Be right back. I'm gonna get some water.